Hi guys, and a welcome to my second vlog on the Journey of Discovery / Tanuri Experiment YouTube channel or Facebook page. I hope you enjoyed my last talk, which is specifically about mindfulness, and I also released a mindfulness meditation in two parts, one with a description of the kind of things you have to do and a description of the breathing techniques involved, and then a second version which excluded the introduction and the description, so you could just go straight into the meditation. So if you'd like to explore the idea of mindfulness and you'd like to practice some mindfulness, please check out my mindfulness meditation. The link you can find below in the description of this video. And the reason I touch on mindfulness, because it does play a part in what I'm going to talk about today, which is synchronicity. So what is synchronicity? Well, simply put, synchronicity is meaningful coincidence. The idea that those moments that happen to you that we generally term as coincidence, or it's just an accident, or it's happenstance, are not in fact coincidental. And there's perhaps some meaning behind that. There's a meaning that thing was supposed to happen. There was some sort of information that was supposed to be garnered from that individual that we met. So those moments where you're walking down the street, or you're sitting in the restaurant, or you're in the bar, and you recognize someone who looks surprisingly familiar, or there's something about that person that interests you, and your intuitive gut tells you, I should go to this person. I should go up to them and ask them if I know them. Or I should just say, hey, you look really familiar. Do I know you from somewhere? And those moments when we have those feelings, those intuitive feelings that we should do something, we should do them. And we shouldn't allow our rational intellect to kick in and over-rationalize the experience that is happening, and start to intellectualize it and go, no, just ignore it, it's nothing, or, oh, it's too embarrassing, and then your fears start kicking and go, it's going to be weird if I go up to him and then I don't know him. Ignore that, drop that fear, drop that over-intellectualization, and trust your gut. Because 9 times out of 10, even if you end up going to that person and you discover you don't even know them, I guarantee you it's going to be an interesting experience. You may find that perhaps you do know them. You knew them from high school, and you just forgot. You forgot, who they were, and you recognize what they looked like, and you end up striking up a conversation. You have a lot of things in common, and you end up becoming partners. You end up in a relationship together, or you become business partners, or you just become friends, and you share these experiences and these ideas that help you to grow as an individual throughout your personal development or your spiritual growth. We don't know what encounters can have, what effects the encounters we have can have on us. And when we distrust our intuition and our gut, we distrust synchronicity. I truly believe that synchronicity is connection with higher self, connection with divine trying to communicate with us, trying to allow us to live more freely in the flow by just trusting, by having faith, for lack of a better word, that the things that we need are always being provided to us if we open ourselves to the possibility that they are coming to us at all times. It's a powerful concept, and it's a difficult concept for some people to grasp, but it's a concept I implore you and I encourage you to explore. And I'll touch on that in a little bit later on in this talk, and how you can explore that. I'd like to touch on just quickly where the term synchronicity actually derives from. Where does it actually come from? Well, interestingly, the term synchronicity was coined by the Swiss psychoanalyst and psychiatrist Carl Jung. And he was a very, very influential psychoanalyst at the time, and most of his ideas and philosophies and theories are used in modern day psychology today. And it wasn't just influential in psychology, it was extremely influential in numerous other fields, such as philosophy and even religion and literature, even archaeology. I mean, his ideas have really expanded and broadened numerous horizons. So how he actually termed or coined the term is an interesting story. If you've read his book Synchronicity, then you'll be familiar with this. And essentially how it happened was, he was seeing a patient at the time, and this particular patient had difficulty with the irrational, with understanding the possibility that things could be irrational and unexpected. Everything had to be intellectualized for her. She was very much an intellectual, and it had to really very much make sense. And if it didn't, she couldn't connect with it. And Carl Jung believed that this belief of hers was really affecting her ability to progress through the current difficulty that she was having. And he really desperately wanted her to have an unexpected experience, an irrational experience, for lack of a better word, or in essence, a synchronistic experience. And during the process of this particular session, she was describing the dream that she had the night before, about how a friend had given her, in her dream, a golden scarab, basically a jewelry. And it was in the shape of a scarab, which is basically a beetle. And basically, as she was describing this, Dr. Jung heard like this incessant tapping at the window beside him. So he looked over and he could see something tapping at the window, and something was desperately trying to enter. So he opened the window, and as it flew in, he caught it in his hand. And as he opened his hand, it was a golden green scarab, an actual golden green beetle. And in that moment, he realized he needed to show her, and he did. He went to her and he said, "Wait a minute, stop what you're saying. Look what just flew into the window as you were describing your dream." And she was taken aback. And in that moment, that synchronistic experience, that irrational experience, that unexplainable experience, helped her to just start, kind of shift that idea that she had, that belief that she had of the irrational. And as a result of it, as he describes in his book, Synchronicity, she started to come around to the possibility that there are things that are unexplainable, that happen to us, that are meaningful. And it actually helped in her therapy overall, and she started to improve. And I loved that story because many years ago, well, not many years ago, about 4 years ago, I was writing my own, not vlog, but blog on my website about the idea of synchronicity. And I was touching on all the things that I've spoken to you about today. And at the end of it, at least I thought it was close to the end, but I did feel like it wasn't completely finished, like I needed something to really complete this story. And I didn't know what it was. Something was missing. And I described and discussed everything that I've just described to you now. And I thought, I need to take a bit of a break. And I saw my battery was almost flattened. And I realized I probably should get my charger if I want to continue writing this. And the break in going to get my charger at my house, which was very close by, would, hopefully help to take my mind off this need to find an ending. And, in that desire to just release this need to have it, would hopefully inspire me with an answer. So I jumped on my motorcycle, drove home, and got to my door, and as I was unlocking the door, I noticed something in my peripheral vision just down below me. There was something at the bottom of the door, and I looked down, and you won't believe it, or maybe you will. It was a golden green scarab. I couldn't believe it. It was literally a golden green beetle at the bottom of my door. And I picked it up and I couldn't believe it. I took a photo of it, and I'll show you the photo now in the video. And I was taken aback. Not only because that's exactly what I was writing about and reading about in terms of what Carl Jung had discovered, or at least experienced, but also because of the fact that I'd never seen a beetle in that part of the world before. I was living in Thailand at the time, and not to say they don't have beetles there, but I'd never seen one. And perhaps, I'm pretty sure later on in my time having lived there, I did see brown beetles, very, very rarely, but I'd never seen a golden green beetle before. And for me, that was just unexplainable, synchronistic. How do you explain that? Coincidence? Maybe. Synchronicity? I think so. So, I'd like to end off this vlog with a challenge, with a request, if you will. I implore you to challenge yourself, to open yourself up to the possibility that maybe, just maybe, when you trust intuition, you trust yourself in the moment, that you open yourself up to answers. You open yourself up to divine intervention, if you will, to higher self, providing you with answers. you're struggling with the question and you put on the radio and the song that's playing happens to be talking about exactly the thing that you're struggling with. You see that person across the road, you decide to go for them. You bump into someone you haven't seen in years, and it happened going a route that you would never normally take. You just decided out of the blue to take that route. Coincidence? Synchronicity? You decide. I encourage you to open yourself to the possibility that these things are happening for a reason. I'm going to write and publish and post a synchronicity meditation, which I'll try to post in the next few days to at least a week, that you can use in the beginning of your day. You can start off your day with this 15-minute meditation, which will use affirmations to open yourself up to the possibility that synchronicity works. But an important aspect of this is mindfulness, because you need to be more aware and mindful within your day. And when you are aware in the moment, in the present moment, is when you are more aware of the things that are happening in the here and now, of those things that you need to experience, of those recognitions, of those intuitive moments. So mindfulness is important. And if mindfulness isn't something that you're familiar with, please check out some of my past blogs, my past vlogs, I apologize, and check out mindfulness. I talk about it, and I have a mindfulness meditation itself, and practice it. It's a wonderful practice to become more aware in the moment. And in becoming more aware in the moment, you will become more aware of these synchronistic moments. And becoming more aware of these synchronistic moments allows you to connect with higher self. So, for fear of repeating myself over about a number of things, which I'm pretty sure I've done already, I'd like to end it off there. And thank you for watching my vlog, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you come and watch some more of my future vlogs and try some of my future meditations. And should you've liked it, please like the video and subscribe to my channel, the Journey of Discovery channel / Tanuri Experiment channel. Thank you for watching, and love and light. All the best.